there.
Suma Kumar, yeah, I can see. Sumaji, you had the doubt regarding the fourth verse of the ninth chapter, isn't it? In brief, I will
Yes.
explain that, and I
Yeah.
request you to please revert to the PDF of Swami Dayananda regarding this verse and the following verse also. Both, both commentaries in the PDF, they will be highly revealing and all your doubts will be shattered. Simply look at it this way. The fourth verse of the ninth chapter reads like Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakthamurtina matstani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastitaha. What does it mean? Maya tatamidam sarvam. What did we pick up from the Ishavasya Upanishad, the first mantra of Ishavasya? Ishavashyamidam sarvam etkinchat jagatyam jagat. Same thing here. Ishavashyam idagum sarvam. Entire jagat is enveloped by Isha, the Lord who is the most supreme. And here, Kitaya is saying what? Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat avyaktamurtina. Idam sarvam jagat avyaktamurtina maya tatam idam. It is pervaded by me. It is pervaded by me. Ishavasya says it is enveloped by me. Okay? Ishavasyam idagum sarvam. Here maya tatamidam sarvam. Jagada vyaktamurtina. And I am not visible to you. The Mandukya Upanishad mantram. Nanta prajnam, nabahi prajnam, agrahyam, advaitam, etc. All those things. When such is the case, this Avyaktamurtina can be easily understood. Because look at it this way. From the Tattva Bodha, what did we pick up? Brahmashraya Maya. Tataha Akasha Sambhutaha, etc. etc. And from there the Jagat. When such is the case, Brahmashraya Maya, dependent on Brahma, Maya is there. Whether Maya is there or not, Brahma is there. Like even the shadow, your shadow. Whether shadow is there or not, you cannot be negated. So Maya is there or not, Brahma cannot be negated. So Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadapyaktamurtina. Mastani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastitaha. Everything is in me, but I am not in them. Everything is in me, I am not in them. What does it mean? You take the analogy of the ocean and the waves. The set of waves the ocean can claim. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Maya tatamidam sarvam. Jagat avyaktamurtina. I, the ocean, I am not visible to the little wave. The little wave cannot understand my immense nature. Okay? And though I am in all the waves, I am not in the waves in the sense my real nature is not in the wave. The wave is only a creation through Maya. Whether Maya is there or not, I am. That is how the ocean can claim, kind of. So if you take the analogy of the ocean and the wave, you will understand this verse. Okay? So please run through the PDF pages.
Thank you,
You
Nanaji.
will understand it much better. Now we will go to the Upanishad Vakyas. Last time we have covered what verse? Yeah. Tileshu tailam dadhineva satvihi apashotah swarneshu chagnihi evamatmanam jayate sau satyena tapasa yonu pashyati. That's what we have seen from the Brahmopanishad. Now, from the Kaivalyopanishad, there is one verse. What it reads is परेण नाकं निहितं गुहायां विभ्राजते यज्जतयो विशन्ति वेदान्तविज्ञानसुनिश्चितार्थाः संन्यासयोगाद्यतयः शुद्धसत्त्वाः. What does it mean? Parena nakam. Nakam is Swargam, heaven. Parena, even superior to Swargam. Parena nakam nihitam guhayam. And it is hidden in the secret walls of the being. Of which being? For every being. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hruddeshirjuna tishtate. There is the meaning of this. Parenanakam nihitam guhayam vibhrajate yadyatayo vishanti. See these mantras, if you kind of dissect the big samasas, it's very easy to understand. Nihitam guhayam vibhrajate. That which is always shining in the secret walls of the being, like in our intellect, it is hidden. Angushtamatra purushaha madhye atmane tishtati. Upanishad says, and some other Upanishad also says the same thing. Angushtamatra purushaha madhye atmane tishtati. Of the size of the angushta. Angushta is what? The thumb. Of the size of the thumb, the Purushaha is lodged as though in the secret walls of the intellect. How do you have to pick it up? Jnana madanena. We have seen earlier another mantra we have seen. What is that? Atmanam aranim krutva pranavam chauttararane jnana madhanabhyasat. That is how the fire of knowledge will surface from the pieces of wood. Same thing, the fire of knowledge will surface from the inner walls of our being if we do the jnana madhana. Parenanakam nihitam guhayam vibhrajate. It is ever shining. And yet means whatever is being described now. Yatayaha vichanti. Yatayaha means people who put in the required effort, okay, the adequate effort, and effort in the direction of the jnana madhana. And what is aid for the jnana madhana? Vedanta vijnana sunischitarthaha. Whatever has been very clearly, without any shade of doubt, already ascertained by the Vedanta Vijnana, Sunischitartaha, very clearly it has been decided. And adopting the Sannyasa Yoga. Sannyasa Yoga, Yatayaha, Shuddha Sattvaha. After having cleansed your mind very nicely, you adopt this, and that will reveal itself to you. What is in your being, you do not know that. Moksha is not something to be obtained. Moksha is something to be known, because you are already a moksha swarupi. You are already unbound. You are already muktaha. You are already shuddhaha. You are already sattvaha. You are already nityaha. When such is the case, it's one of knowing. Okay? Now another mantra, 73. Another mantra from the same Kaivalya Upanishad. The Jnani will proclaim like this. Mayyeva sakalam jatam, mayi sarvam pratishtitam, mayi sarvam layam yate, tad brahmadvahamasmyaham. I am that Brahma. And what kind of a Brahma? Advayam. Advayam means there is no other Brahma. Tad Brahma aham asmi. Tad Brahma Advayam aham asmi. And what is happening from this Brahma? Mayyeva sakalam jatam. From out of me everything is produced. Everything is manifest. Mayyeva sakalam, like and you can proclaim when you are dreaming. You can say, Mayyeva sakalam jatam. Is it not? Nobody else is producing your dream world. Only you are producing. Mayyeva sakalam jatam. Mayi sarvam pratishtitam. When you wake up from the dream, what happened to whatever has come out as manifested world, the dream world, all that vanishes. But as long as the dream world lasts, it is supratishtitam in you only. That is what the jnani is claiming. Mayi sarvam layam yate. Everything is absorbed back into me. Like when you get up from the dream into the Jagrata Avastha, all the dream world has gone where? Mayi sarvam layam yate. It is absorbed back into me. Tad brahmadvahamai smyaham. I am that Brahma. And another mantra from the same Upanishad. And this Jnani is proclaiming again. Vedairanekaihi ahameva vedyaha Vedanta-krud veda-videva chaham na punya-pape mama nasti nashaha na janma-dehendriya-buddhirasti. This is the proclamation of a person who has known himself. That Tattvamasi Mahavakya, holding on to that, and Jnana Madhanatha, then he will come to realize Aham Brahmasmi. When that happens, this kind of a proclamation comes from that Jnani. Vedairanekaihi ahameva vedyaha. From the several Vedas, I am the one to be known. The Veda mantras indicate the direction to reach me. Vedairanekaihi ahameva vedyaha Vedanta krud veda videva chaham. I am the one who has done the Vedas. Without me there are no Vedas. Vedanta krud veda videva chaham. And I am the one who knows the essence of all the Vedas. Only I am the one who knows the essence of all the Vedas. This only I am is what? He is that Brahma. And that Brahma is what? Advayam. Everybody who has become a jnani becomes that Brahma, and that Brahma is Advayam. That Brahma is no different from you, the Brahma who has become a jnani, and Advayam. Everybody can proclaim like that. Vedanta krud veda videva chaham na punya pape mama nasti nasho. Then the punya karmas and papa karmas, all these things, they die away. I do not die away. When the deha ends its journey, I do not end my journey because there's no journey. I am najayate mriyate va kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha aham ajaha shashvataha puranaha na hanyate hanyamane sharire. That is how. Na punya pape mama nasti nashaha na janma dehendriya buddhirasti. I do not have janma. Na jayate na janma dehendriya buddhi. I do not have the indriyas, the karmendriyas and jnanendriyas, the intellect, the mind. All these things do not belong to me. These are simple manifestations of Maya, of which I am the author. That is how the proclamation is. Then another mantra, 78. Yeah. This is from Shvetashvatara Upanishad. From the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, the mantra says, Veda, and again, this is a proclamation from the Jnani. Vedahametam purusham mahantam adityavarnam tamasa parastat tameva vidvan atimruchyameti nanya pantha vidyate ayanaya. Regarding this journey, there is no other way. Na anya pantha vidyate. There is no other path. There are no paths. There is no karma yoga path. There is no jnana yoga path. There is no bhakti yoga path. There is no hatha yoga path. There is no other yoga path. There are no paths. Anya pantha vidyate ayanaya. And what is the path that is available? You have to know. It is one of knowing. It is one of being what the Vedanta Vijnana has ascertained very clearly. Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitadha Yatayaha Shuddha Sattvaha, who have seen the earlier mantra. Whoever conforms to that and makes an effort to be the import of the Vedanta mantra, then that person, Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam, that Purusha I have known. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam, and he is of the nature of Aditya Varnam, because one who has known himself, when he has to describe what he has known, he can describe using the set of words of which he is aware. Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat. Aditya Varnam. It is of the color of Aditya. Aditya is what? Savita Suryaha Aditya. Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat. It is beyond even darkness. I do not know whether the rishis of yore knew what is a black hole. Tamasa parastat. That tamasa is what? Darkness. It is other than, it is superior to the darkness. And the astrologists, astronomers know that the black hole is the most powerful substance in the universe now. It will, I believe, swallow even light. It will swallow light, and it will swallow massive stars and that kind of a thing. Black hole. Tamasa parastat. Tameva vidwan. Having known that only. Tameva vidwan atimrutyameti. This mrityu, that is janana marana pravaha. Ati, he will transcend. He will transcend this janana marana pravaha rupa samsara only by knowing that. Tameva viditva. Tameva viditva atimrutyameti. Nanyat pantha vidyate ayanaya. There is no other path, my dear. Don't be deluded by a lot of people saying, this is the only path, this is the trusted path. Don't believe all those things. And whenever you have doubt, and your Bible for knowing what is right and what is wrong is the Upanishad. That is the final thing. That is the final authority. Then another 80. Again from the Shvetashvatara Upanishad. What is Maya and who is the builder of Maya? The Shvetashvatara Upanishad, the Rishi says, Mayam tu prakrutim vidyat, Mayinam tu maheshwaram, Tasya vayava bhutaistu, Vyaptam sarvamidam jagat. The Rishi is saying is, Mayam tu prakrutim vidhi. They understand that Maya is indeed Prakriti, is, is the Prakriti wielding which Kitaya has created all these visible Jagat. That is what Kitaya said in the ninth chapter, isn't it? What is that verse in the ninth chapter? What is the verse also in the fourth chapter? Fourth chapter also he said that. Anyway, you try to remember those. When a topic like this comes, it is good to remember the connected verse from the Gita. Because if you know the Gita very, very nicely, digested the import of the Gita very clearly, you do not require any other Shastram at all. Gita is a great Mahavakya, a great continuing Mahavakya for 700 verses. It's a wonderful Mahavakya. If you know that, nothing else needs to be known. Okay? Mayam tu prakrutam vidhi, mayinam tu maheshwaram. Maya is the Prakriti. And who is the magician Mayana? Who is the wielder of this Maya? Mayinam tu maheshwaram. Understand, Kitaya is the Mayi. Mayi is the magician. When you see, I have not seen any magic show, but I believe it is said magic shows are very enthralling. When we keep on reading in the text, they are very enthralling, I believe. The magician will from nowhere he will create a huge pole, I believe, and he will also create a bear and make the bear go up the pole, and all these things he does. And the bear, he will make the bear to jump on you the spectator of the magic show, and you will be frightened. And what happens? What happens? From where all did the magician create this? Mayam tu prakrutim vidhi. That prakriti means the power of the magician to create the make-believe world for you and I, for all the spectators in the gathering of the magic show. He has created. He has created a make-believe world which is kind of universal for everybody. But he is not, he is not frightened by what he has created. Mayinam tu Maheshwaram, the magician is the Mayi, the wielder of the Maya. And from the magician's power, all this bear, that pole, and the jumping bear, the monkey, the tiger, all those things, they have as though become the avayavas of the magician, the limbs of the magician, and the limbs of the magician have become manifested world. That's what the mantra says. Then from the same Upanishad, how do we get rid of sorrow? How do we get rid of the sorrow which has been tormenting us day in and day out? We have been dukkha bhuyishtaha. Is it not? Something or the other, we are ruffled. And in spite of our best efforts to be peaceful within ourselves, we're always troubled and the mind is tossed into the ocean of sorrow. How do we get rid of that? The Rishi says in the Shvetashvara Upanishad, it is simply not possible without knowing Shiva, the one thing which is auspicious. The one thing which is auspicious is Kitaya. Kitaya, unless you know, it is not possible to get rid of sorrow. The mantra says, Yeda charma vadakasham veshtayishyanti manava. Like even you would like to fold the entire akasha. Akasha means space into like a mat you fold after you do your yoga and things like that. You fold the mat and keep it aside for the next day. Like that, if you are able to do that for Akasha, then only you can get rid of your sorrow, not otherwise, no. Otherwise, how does the sorrow go away? Shivam, Vijnaya, Shivam, auspicious. The one thing which is auspicious, Atma Tattvam, that Jnanam, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Tad Viditva. Then only Dukkha Asyanta Bhavishyati. The end of sorrow happens. Then, 96, 40. Yeah. There is an Upanishad. The name is Amruta Bindu Upanishad. Amruta Bindu Upanishad. It is the drop of nectar. That Upanishad. Nectar drop Upanishad. Okay? What it says is, Om Manohi Dvividham Proktam Shuddham Cha Ashuddhameva Cha Ashuddham Kama Sankalpam Shuddham Kama Vivaditam. Simple words are used. Even though Sanskrit, these are workaday words which are known to us. Om Manohi Dvividham Proktam. Hey, understand that mind is said to be of two kinds. Shuddham cha ashuddhameva cha. The pure mind and the impure mind. And what is pure mind? Ashuddham kama sankalpam. The impure mind is the one which is always tossed by a load of kama sankalpas. Kama sankalpas. All sankalpas, all kinds of thoughts which will propel you into desiring an object. Shuddham kama sankalpam, Shuddham kama vivarjitam. And Shuddha mind is what? The one which is devoid of any kind of desire. You understand the second chapter of the Gita, that verse. Ayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha Kamat krodho vijayate. That sangat sanjayate kamaha. Ayato vishayan. Quote, the indriya objects, indriya vishayas. As you keep on brooding, then there is a desire born. And when there is a desire born, the desire has got a seat in where? It is having a seat in the sense organs, the mind, and the buddhi. This is what Kataya said in the third chapter, isn't it? Okay. Ashuddham kama sankalpam, shuddham kama vivarjitam. Now, continuing in the same Upanishad. Manayeva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho bandhaya vishayasaktam mukyai nirvishayam smrutam. Continuing the essence of the earlier verse, the manohi vividam proktam shuddham cha ashuddhameva cha, that is what was said. Continuing that, Manayeva. Manayeva means the mind alone. Manushyanam karanam. It is a cause. Men. Men means men and women. Okay? Manushyanam karanam. Karanam what? Cause for what? For bondage and for so-called liberation. Liberation is not something that happens later. It has already happened. We ought to know that, I believe. That is what the Shastra says. That is what Kitaya, the Gita Acharya, has always been propounding throughout the verses of the Gita. Manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayoho. Bandhaya vishayasaktam. When you are caused by Vishaya Asakti, the attachment to the Indriya Vishayas. They are attached to the Indriya Vishayas, Vishaya Asakti, that becomes bondage. Muktam Nirvishayam Smritam.
I wish Mummy was ready to go.
The
I know.
liberation, so-called liberation. Why I'm saying so-called liberation is, it's not like you flick a switch and the light comes on. It is not like that. It is always switched on. You ought to know that. Okay, next.
मैं सोची थी 3 दिन जो थे ना 1 दिन दिखाए आते चलो.
And
lose yourself.
see, we keep on studying so many texts like the Gita, the Upanishads, Tattvabodha, Atmabodha, Govindam, all those things, and several other texts. All these texts, when we have read, what is required to be done by us? What is required to be done by us? Keep on studying some more texts. Other day I did not study this text. I believe this text is very good. This is what my friend told me, and my friend is a highly evolved soul, and friend says you must read this, you must understand this, and evolved soul is saying, hey, you must get this text by heart. That is the evolved soul saying. Okay. Now, what is required to be done by a person like you and me when we become jnanis? What is required to be done is grandhamabhyasya medhavi jnana vijnana tatparaha alalamiva dhanyati chejet grandham aseshavat. Imagine you are a farmer and you have cultivated and you have brought out the harvest, and the paddy you have nicely harvested, and from out of the paddy, what do you want? Is it the paddy plant you want, or is it the grain that you want? Secondly, is it the grain that you want, or what is contained in the grain that you want? What is contained in the grain, when you remove the husk, is what you want. That the seed of rice is what you want. That is the seed of rice. And after you have obtained the seed of rice, what do you do with the plant? What do you do with the husk? Will you take the husk home along with the rice? Maybe you take the husk home not for your consumption, but for your cattle, but for your cows and things like that. That is a different thing. For your use, what do you take? You take only the seed of rice. The several multitude of seeds of rice only you take. And you have toiled all the way. You have toiled for months and months and months. And you have invoked the grace of the Lord in the form of the sun, in the form of the rain, in the form of the earth, which gives you nitrogen and things like that. All those things you have invoked the grace of the Lord, and you have done your best. Karmani evate adhikaraha. You have understood the import of that verse given by Kittaya, and you have nicely done that. After that, when you have harvested, you remove the husk and you take the rice seed only. A bag of rice seeds you take home. You take home. The mantra says, Grandhamabhyasya medhavi jnana vijnana tatparaha. Grandham abhyasya. Having studied so many granthas, like you and I who have been studying the Vedanta Shastra through Gita, through these Upanishad mantras, Granthamabhyasya medhavi. We're all medhavis. We are endowed with a lot of thinking minds. Medhavi. Medha is intellect. Okay, medhavi means the one who has the intellect, and one who has the intellect which is put to good use, reasonably good use. Grandhamabhyasya medhavi jnana vijnana tatparaha. Jnana vijnana tatparaha. And he has been considering that is the most supreme. Which is the most supreme? Jnana vijnana. Jnana vijnana tatparaha. And he is convinced of what Kitaya has said. What did Kitaya say in the beginning of the 7th chapter? What did he say? In the 7th chapter, Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshyamyasheshatah yat jnatva neha bhoyonyat jnatavyamavasishyate. Hey Arjuna, I am going to unfold to you. Jnanam te aham. I am going to, aham is I. To you, I am going to unfold jnanam, savijnanam, together with the practical knowledge, together with what is going to be beneficial to you. Idam vakshyami aseshatah. This I am going to unfold to you without any reminder. Why? Yat jnatva, having come to know which, neha bhoyonyat na iha. Here, in this context, in the context of jnana samuparjana, na iha bhuyaha anyat jnatavyam. For you to know any other thing, avasishyate, it does not happen. There is nothing else that you need to know. That is what vijnanam, jnanam, vijnanam. And this medhavi, grandhamabhyasya medhavi jnana vijnana tatparaha. That jnana vijnana tatparaha. He has been having in his mind that this jnana and vijnana are the most supreme, which he has to be, not which he has to acquire. Acquire and then be. And then what? What does he do with all the granthas? What does it do with all the Guru Vakyas? What does it do with all the Satsangites? What does it do with all the Ko-Bhaktas? Alalameva dhanyadhi Chejed Grandham Aseshavat. Alalameva, the one who is desirous of the seed of the rice. Alalameva dhanyadhi. Anyadhi, the one who is desirous of the rice seed. Halalameva. Halalam is the husk and the other things which are not required, but which have been protecting the rice seed. All those things he will chejet aseshavat. He will give up all those without any reminder. He does not say, no, this book I can't give. This is my life's ambition. This book has blessed me. Hey, when it has blessed you, why don't you give the book to somebody else so it will also bless that somebody else? Why are you having attachment to your book? What kind of an attachment is this? Bhagavan has said, Dhyayato Vashayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Upajayate. You get attached to that. You get rid of this attachment. And same thing has been said in several Upanishads. Almost the same thing. What is required to be done is jnana madhanam. Jnana madhanam is to be done. Ghrutameva payasi nigodham bhute bhute cha vasati vijnanam satatam manasi manthayitavyam mano manthana bhutena. Like even like even the butter which is pervading the pot of milk, like even that, this this Vijnanam is there, pervading every being. Satatam manasi mandhakitavyam. Satatam always. This mind will have to be churned. The mind will have to be churned. You must churn the mind, getting rid of all impurities. Churn the mind to open the windows of knowledge. Churn the mind to enable you to be what you have known through the Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha. That is the import. And there is one Maitrayan Upanishad. From there is a mantra. Every mantra is indicative of the same tattva in a different way, as though Chittameva hi samsaraha tat prayatnena shodhayet yachittanmayo bhavati guhyametat sanatanam. Chittameva hi samsaraha. The mind alone is the samsara. Is it not? What is your samsara? Your samsara is your husband, your children, your properties, your bank balance, your your shares in the market, your friends, your your satsanga with several like-minded people, and you want those like-minded people to keep on praising you, saying, hey, you have progressed very nicely in the direction of what is indicated by the Guru. I have not yet progressed, and you are related. And all these things happen where? In your mind. Chittameva hi samsaraha. Tat prayatnena shodhayet. You must make an effort. Prayatna. Prayatna means adequate effort, sufficient effort. Prayatnena shodhayet. Shodhayet means you must unearth. You must unearth the truth of what is said here. Then, where is that? Yeah. Echittas bhavati guhyame tat sanatanam. Then, based on your mind only, your swabhava is dictated. What kind of a swabhava? How do you react to people? And how do you conduct yourself in an assemblage of the satsangites, in an assemblage of bhaktas, in an assemblage of commoners? How you conduct yourself is dependent on the quality of your mind. So improve the quality of your mind. 121. Yeah. Then there is another Upanishad, Maitreya Upanishad. What it says is, Deho Devalaya Proktaha Sajiva Kevala Shivaha Chejeda Jnana Nirmalyam Soham Bhavena Pujayet. This mantra, most of us may have heard it in some different forums, in different ways. Deho Devalaya Proktaha. It is said, Shirira, this Deha means this Stula Sukshma Karana Samudaya Deha, not just limited to Stula Shirira. This Deha is said to be Devalaya. It is a temple. It is a temple. And what does the temple contain? It contains a deity. It contains a deity. Deho Devalaya Proktaha Sajiva Kevala Shivaha. And who is in the Dehalaya? The Devalaya? The jiva is there. Sajiva Kevalo Shivaha. That jiva who is the deity in the deha, which is the Devalaya, the jiva in the Devalaya is nothing other than Shiva. Sajiva Kevala Shivaha. And what is troubling you? Ajnanam. And when you go to the temple, what do you do every day? Even in your puja room every day after you take your bath, what do? You go to the puja room, remove the nirmalyam, remove the set of flowers and petals you have offered to the Lord earlier day. You remove all those. They are called the nirmalyam. Tejet ajnana nirmalyam soham bhavena pujayet. You have to do the puja with this bhavana. Saha aham soham bhavena pujayet. Saha, saha Shivaha, whom I am seeking, saha Shivaha, ahameva. Oham bhavena pujayet. After doing what? Ajnana nirmalyam chajet. After getting rid of the nirmalyam called ajnana, getting rid of all traces of ajnana, then only you can appreciate that you are Shiva. Saha aham soham bhavena pujayet. Otherwise it becomes what? That soham, it becomes a mere repetition of mantra. Even the tape recorder will repeat the same thing. You are not required for that. That soham. Tape recorders can do that. You are supposed to be much better than a tape recorder. You will have to have the Utkrishta Bhavana. Saha aham iti bhavena ajnananma nirmalyam kyaktva shivam bhavaha. Then another mantra from the same Upanishad. Abheda darshanam jnanam dhyanam nirvishayam manah snanam manomalatyagam shaucham indriya nigraha. Some kind of definitions, beautiful definitions. What are these? Jnanam. What is jnanam? Abheda darshanam jnanam. Inability to see any difference is jnanam. Abheda darshanam jnanam. That is, you are seeing everything. Isha vashyam vedagum sarvam. When such is the case, where is the Bheda darshanam? Abheda darshanam jnanam. Kettaya said what? Sarvabhutastam atmanam. Sarvabhutastam. Hey, you plant yourself in every being that you see. Sarvabhutastam sarvabhutani atmani, and everything in the manifested world. Imagine, you understand that all those things are in you. Mayyeva sakalam jatam, mayyeva sakalam pratishtitam. Earlier we have seen that mantra like that. Abheda darshanam jnanam. Dhyanam. What is meditation? Dhyanam nirvishayam manaha. Nirvishayam manaha means the indriya vishayas. Getting rid of all those things. Okay, all those things are gotten rid of totally. Dhyanam nirvishayam manaha. And what is snanam? Snanam manomalatyagam. There is a lot of mala. Mala means that in the mind. That in the mind is nicely banished. Manomalatyagam. That which is making the manaha shuddham. To render the manaha shuddham, the malatyagaha is required. That requires a snanam. What kind of a snanam? Jnana vijnana darshanam jnanam. That's snanam. That when you do that, snanam mano malatyagam Shaucham. What is purity? Shaucham indriya nigraha. You have to be pure externally also. And what is that? Indriya nigraha. Understand? Make the indriyas subservient to the mind. And don't you have the mind yield to the demands of the indriyas. Okay. Then oh, I'm flipping the pages of this Upanishad text. That's why that sound. Now there is one mantra from the same Upanishad. What it says is Ahankara Sutam Vittabhrataram Mohamandiram Asha Patnim Chidedyavat Tavan Mukto Na Samshayaha. Hey, when will you be liberated? When will you be liberated? When will you know that you are liberated? You know what? What is required? Ahankara Sutam. Yes, the sun who is likened to Ahankara. Ahankara Sutam Vittabhrataram. Your brother who is likened to wealth. Mohamandiram. Your house, your properties. Mandira means properties. Okay? Mandiram, moham, the delusion which is in the form of your wealth. Asha patni, your wife, who is the Asha. Asha is what? Insatiable desire. Asha patnim chedeyavat. If you can give up these, ahankara sutam, Vittabhrataram, Mohamandiram, Asha Patnim, all these, Chajet, if you can give up totally, Chajet Yavat, Avan Mukto Na Samshayaha, doubtless he becomes a Mukta Purusha. And all these things need to be given up totally, without any reminder. Rajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanyevatmana tushtaha tita prajna sadochyate. Like that. Then another mantra, Sanja. I have to do Sanja Upasana. I have to do the Prata Sanja, Madhyana Sanja, and Sayam Sanja. This is what is dictated by the Shastra, Veda Shastra. But what is happening is there has been these kind of incidents in my life. Then how can I do the Sancha? What are the incidents? Mruta Mohamayi Mata Jato Bodhamaya Sutaha Sotakadvaya Samprapto Kadham Sanjamupasmahe. Sotakam means whenever this kind of thing happens, if somebody dies, there is what is called a period of some 10 to 12 days, 10 to 13 days, where you are required to observe some kind of a piety. Okay, that is called Sotakam. Same thing happens when somebody is newly born in the house, like your son, your daughter. That is called Sotakam. Okay? This happened to me, the Rishi is saying. What is he saying? Mruta Mohamayi Mata. My mother, who is the moha, the delusion which has been troubling me, that moha is dead and gone. I have gotten rid of that moham. Mruta Mohamayi Mata Jato Bodhamaya Sutaha. And I have got a son born to me. And what is the sun? Nature of the sun? Bodhamaya Sutaha. It is of the nature of the self-effulgent knowledge. Bodhamaya Sutaha. So this Sotakadvayam, there is a death of my mother in the form of moha. There is a death in my family. And in my family, there is another thing that happened. Ata Bodhamaya Sutaha. My son is born. Who is the nature of jnana? When there is a birth, there is a death in my family. How do you expect me to do such sanja? Katham sotakadvaya sampraptau. When this sotakadvayam sampraptau, when this twin sotakas have happened to me, kadham aham sanjam upasmahe. How can I do sanja? Continuing, Rudakashe chidadityaha sada bhasati nastameti nacha udeti kadam sanjam upasmahe. The sanja is done when just before the sunrise, the prata sanja is done, is it not? Then madhyana sanja, when the sun is transiting the 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 zenith of the horizon, then you do the madhyana sanja, sayam sanja. When it is about to set, you do the sayam sanja. Here, what he's saying is, Prudakashe, in my Prut Akasha, in my in, in my Hruda. Hruda means the mind, you can say intellect. Prudakashe Chidadityaha. Chit Adityaha. The Adityaha, the sun, which is the nature of Chit. Chit means what? Jnana Swarupaha. Chidadityaha, that in my intellect, this Chit Aditya, Sada Bhasati, is always effulgent, he is always giving light, and that Aditya, Nastameti Nachodeti, this fellow, this Aditya, this big Jnanadeepa, that is Aditya, he neither raises nor does he set. When he does not raise nor does he set, how can you do sanjara? This kind of a thing. That is a proclamation. Okay? I think we have come to the end of our time schedule. We will cover some more verses next Sunday. Next Sunday again we will meet by 7 o'clock, 7 to 8 in the morning. Okay? Till then, Hari Om everybody. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om everybody. Bye-bye.
Hari Om Nana ji. Thank you so
Hare Om
much.
Nana ji, Hare Om.
Hari Om Nana.
Jai Gurudev, if you're okay, we will watch another, the fourth session. If not, I think you could break for manana and discuss.
Next session, please. हम दूसरा सेशन देख सकते हैं.
Okay, let me just play, but we may not be able to complete the whole thing. Let me see how much we can, okay?
Fine.
Are you ready to get creative with your writing? Quillbot Premium offers 1 short
द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे त्यजेत् यावत् पराम्. So here we restart the Upanishad mantras. I will just try to recapitulate 2-3 mantras we covered last time. Now, so 2-3 of those mantras are Ahamkara Sutam, Vittabhrataram, Moha Mandiram, Asha Patnim, Chejet, Yavat, Tavan Mukto, Na Samshayaha. The meaning is what? When you have given up, Ahankara Sutam, the ego-like son you have given up, and Vittabhrataram. One moment. Okay. Ahankara Sutam, Vittabhrataram, Mohamandiram, Asha Patnim Chejeti Yavat, Tavan Mukto Na Samshayaha. These three, if you had given up, these four actually, Ahankara Sutam, the ego-like son you have given up, Vittabhrataram, the wealth-like brother you have given up, Mohamandiram. Mohamandiram is the delusion, which is equated to the wealth you have got, your palaces and things like that. Asha Patnim Chajet. If you have given up Asha Patnim, the desire like Patnim Chajet Yavat Tavan Muktona Samshayaha. That is how. Now the next one is Mruta Mohamayi Mata Jato Bodhamaya Sutaha Sotakadvaya Sampraptau Kadam Sanjam Upasmahe. How do I do Sanja when there is Sutaka in the house? Sutaka means either a death or the birth of an offspring. That is called Sutaka. Mruta Mohamayi Mata. A mother who is like delusion. Mruta, dead and gone. Yato Bodhamaya Sutaha. The equivalent of Jnana, the son is born. Sotakadvaya Sampraptao. This Sotakadvaya, these two Sotakas have happened in my house. Kadam Sanjam Upasmahe. When the Sotaka happens for about 12-13 days, you are required to be pure and not do your normal chores. Then another thing is, Hrudakashe Chidadityaha Sada Bhasati Bhasati Nastameti Nacha Udehiti Kadam Sanjam Upasmahe. How do you do Sanja? When in the Hrudakasha, in the space of my intellect, Chit Adityaha, Adityaha, the sun, who is like Jnana, Chit, Chidadityaha, Sada Bhasati Bhasati. He always shines. Na astameti, neither does he set. Na cha udeti, nor does he rise. When there's no setting and rising of the sun, how do I do Sanjam, Sanja? That is what we have covered. Now today, yeah. Dravyadham annavastradham yak pratishtadhamev cha sanyasyet ubhayabhrashtah tamuktim naptumarhati. In case anybody, for the sake of dravya means wealth, you can say. Dravyadham annavastradham, for his common living, normal day-to-day living. Yaha pratishtadhameva cha, whoever, for the sake of enhancing his image, pratishtadhameva cha, sanyasyet. If anybody takes to sannyasa with the idea of amassing a lot of wealth, and with the idea of ensuring his daily life is okay, and ensuring also he will have a big name and farm and a lot of follow. Sannyasti, whoever does a sannyasa, ubhaya bhrashtaha saha, that fellow is lost in two ways. Neither does he enjoy the life of a grihastha, nor does he become successful as a sannyasi. Hitaya said in the 5th chapter, Nyayasya nitya sannyasi, yo na dveshti na kankshati, nidvandvo hi mahabaho, sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Understand, Arjuna, Nyayaha, understand. The nitya sannyasi, that person is an eternal, everlasting sannyasi, sanitya sannyasi, yo na dveshti na kankshati, whoever neither hates nor desires. Nirdvandvo hi mahabaho, he is beyond the ragadveshas. Dvandva atitaha, nirdvandvo hi mahabaho, sukham bandhat pramuchyate. He will be liberated from all kinds of bondage very easily. Sukham is very easily. Then, what about this person? Dravyardham, annavastrardham, ya pratishtardhameva cha, sanyasyet, ubhaya bhrashtaha, samuktim natumarhati. He does not get liberation at all. He does not get liberated. Uttama tattva chintaiva madhyamam shastra chintanam adhamat mantra chintacha teddabhracha dhamadhamaha. I think this mantra and another mantra I had covered earlier, but I will cover that again. What does it say? Uttama tattva chintaiva. Very superior is the tattva chintana. Tattva chintana is chintana of what is Atma, what is Brahma, what is Jiva, who is Ishvara, what is Jagat, what is the difference between all these things. Am I the Brahma? Am I the Jagat? Am I the Jagat? Because elsewhere, Ketaya has said, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadabhyaktamutina. By me, everything is pervaded, even though I am not manifest. Even though I am not manifest, I have pervaded everything. Means what? In everything that is visible to you, I am there. When he is saying that, and Aham Brahmasmi mantram is there, that means what? Am I in the Jagat all the time? Am I in all the objects that I see in the Jagat? Am I in them? That kind of a chintana is uttamam. Uttama tattva chintaiva madhyamam shastra chintanam. Shastra chintanam. What yajna do I do? And which will enable me to go to the Swarga. Kamatmanaha, Swargaparaha, Janma Karma Phalapradam, Kriya Vishesha Bahulam, Bhogaishwarya Gatim Prati, Bhogaishwarya Prasatanam, Taya Apahurta Chetasam, Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi, Samadho Navidhiyate, Ketayevacha in the 2nd chapter. Those kind of people, they do Shastra Chintanam, and those are equated to the Madhyama Adhikaris. Madhyama Shastra Chintanam, Adhamat Mantra Chintacha. The third one is Adhamat. Adhamat is lowest, lower. The lower than even Madhyama Chintana. Adhamat Mantra Chintacha. Mantra. Now what mantra do I take to do japa? What is the mantra I use for doing japa? If that kind of a chintana is there, do I do Rama mantra, which has liberated Valmiki as though? Do I do Krishna mantra, which has helped Mirabai very nicely? Or do I do some other mantra? Itaya said, what mantra? Let me see. Let me refer to the Gita and pick up that mantra, which I will do japa. That kind of a chintana is adhamam. Adhamat mantra chintacha. Teddabhya teddabhrancha dhamadhamaha. Teddabhranti. Hey, I did not go to the temple. The temple, I believe that it is very, very nice, very inviting, very, very, very peaceful looking. And the deity, I believe, is known to bless everybody nicely. I will go to the temple. Somehow I'm not able to go. How about another temple which is on the banks of Kaveri? There is a third temple which is on the banks of Godavari. Hey, what is all this? I'm not able to go. I should make time for this. This kind of a Tirtha Bhranti, that I have to go here, I have to go there. See, going there is not at fault. That kind of a chintana is at fault. You are welcome to visit the deities. Pray to the Lord there, because the Lord there in the temple is supposed to be very powerful, because the power is bestowed on the Lord as though by all the bhaktas who visit the Lord time and again. So the Lord keeps on becoming more and more powerful, I believe, because of the bhaktas that he has got. Okay? Tirtha Bhranti Adhama Adhamaha. Now, there is another mantra, very nice. Anubhutim vina mudhaha vruddha brahmani modate pratibimbita shakagra phalaswadana modavat. There is a person, I believe, who went to take bath on the banks of a river or the banks of a lake. And on the bank of the lake, there is one big jamun tree, okay? Jamun tree. And that has got a lot of fruits hanging from the top of the tree's branches, okay? And when he was about to take bath, take a dip, he happened to see the image of the fruits of the jamun tree in the water. And he is very fond of the jamun fruit. So what he has done, he has kind of forgotten his bath. What he did, he has picked up the jamun which is reflected in the waters and went on drinking to his heart's content the waters. Every time he drank, still the jamun is there in the waters. That kind of a thing, most of us, all of us do. What is that? Anubhutam vina mudaha. We are all equated to that kind of a person who keeps on swallowing that water, thinking he is eating the jamun. Anubhutam vina, without any experience, without any direct contact, kind of. Anubhutam vina mudaha. Vruddha brahmani modate. Vruddha. Wastefully, vainfully, vruddha brahmani modate. He will think he has known Brahma. What? He has known a mantra, the meaning of that mantra. But the meaning of the mantra, knowing, is the job of the mind and intellect, is it not? And what you are supposed to know is beyond the mind and intellect. And Ketaya said in the third chapter, what is beyond the buddhi? You get on to that and know that. Anubhutam vina modaha vruddha brahmani modate pratibimbita shakagra phalaswadana modavat. Then another mantra. Now, these are the Upanishad mantras. These are kind of non-debatable. These are required to be absorbed. Okay? Why I'm saying is, some of the Upanishad mantras will be like whiplashes to us. We are not used to whiplashes. We are used to being addressed, how dear, happy Deepavali, how are you? You look very thin. What happened to you? Are you healthy? This kind of a sweet talk we are used to. And Upanishad says, hey mudha, vruddha brahmani modate, anubhutim vina, pratibimbita shakagra, phala swadana modavat. That kind of a whiplash Upanishad gives. And those are non-debatable. Those mantras are to be absorbed. Okay? Pashanaloha manimrunmaya vigraheshu पूजा पुनर्जनन भोगकरी मुमुक्षोः तस्माद् यति स्वहृदयार्चनमेव कुर्यात् ब्रह्मार्चनं परिहरेद पुनर्भवाय. What we do, mumukshoho means people like us. Moksho me bhuyat iti icha. That icha is there, but commensurate with the icha, the adequate effort, prayatnam, it is not being done by most of us. And because of that, we remain where we are. We are all mumukshos. Pashana loha manimrunmaya vigraheshu. Pashana is what? Stone. Loha is what? Loha is like steel, like bronze. Loha. Okay. Pashana loha. Money is a precious stone. Mani mrunmaya, with what is made out of? What is made out of the earth? Like what we do during the Ganesh Puja times. You are required to do Archana of Ganesha when his Pratima is made out of mud. Mrunmaya vigraheshu, all those vigrahas, those deities made out of Ashana, either stone or loha, or out of the bronze-like metals. Mani, mrunmaya, vigraheshu, mani, the precious stones, mrunmaya, mruti, vigraheshu, that those things which are made, puja, the puja you do, punarjanana bhogakari mumuksho, it is punarjanana bhogakari mumuksho, it will ensure another janma to you, because you are doing punyam. You are doing punyam. What is that punyam? You are doing the puja of pashana, loha, mani, mrunmaya, vigraha. All those things you are doing puja. That is a very, very pious activity. Any pious activity will give you a lot of punyam, lot of wealth of nobility, and that will be stored away in your account. And after you are no more, you will take to punarjanma because of this punyam. Punarjanmana bhogakari mumuksho. If you want to get rid of this punarjanma, what are you to do? Tasmat, therefore, yati means a sannyasi. Swahrudayachanameva kuryat. Swahrudayachanameva saha kuryat. He has to do puja archana of Swahrudaya, his own, the deity in his own body. Swahrudaya, in his own intellect. Ishvara sarvabhutanam angushtamatra purusha madhye atmani tishtati aham brahmasmi tattvamasi. With all these, the strength of all these Mahavakyas, you are required to do Swahrudayachanam. Who? The Yati. Swahrudayachanameva kuryat brahmachanam pariharet punadbhavaya. That kind of a archana of the Brahma which you are required to do. Na punadbhavaya. Bhavaya means janma. Na punadbhavaya, to get rid of these janmas. You are required to do this. This is a suggestion to the Yati. Now, and what is that Brahma? How will it be? And what is that Atma? Which is the same thing as Brahma? And how are you required to be? And the attempt you are making to be what? Antapurno bahipurnaha purnakumbhaivarnave antashunyo bahishunyah shunyakumbhaivampare. Beautiful mantras. See here, antapurnaha, like you have taken a pot and you have immersed in the river. That pot which was empty earlier, it is immersed in the river fully. Okay, even the top, the brim of that is inside that water. Now tell me, in that pot, antapurnaha, is it not full inside that pot? Antapurnaha bahipurnaha, is it not full outside that pot? Antapurno bahipurnaha purnakumbha ivarnave. Arnave, arna is samudram. Purnakumbha ivarnave, like a kumbha, a pot which has been immersed in the ocean. It is full inside and it is full outside. So too is Atma, full inside, full outside. Okay? Antashunyo bahishunyaha shunya kumbha ivambare. Supposing you take the same pot which was immersed in the ocean, take it out and empty the pot of all the waters, then take it into the space. In the space means you keep it in your room, kind of. When you keep it in your room, what happens? What is inside the pot? Nothing. Antap shunyaha, inside the pot shunyaha. And what is outside the pot? Bahishunyaha. Anta shunyo bahishunyaha. Shunya kumbha ivambare. Ambare, in space, in the akasha, Shunya kumbha iva ambare, in the akasha, like even the empty pot. Why is this empty pot? The simile is brought because nothing is visible to you. Nothing is visible. This Atma is not manifest for your indriyas and the mind and the sense organs. Is it not? Indriya agocharaha. That is the meaning. Antashunyo bahishunyaha. Shunya kumbha ivambare. One moment. Then The one who has known himself. The one who has known himself means what? A jnani. A jnani. How he proclaims himself to be. Aprano hyamana shubhraha buddhyadinam hi sarvada sakshyaham sarvada nityaschinmatroham na samshayaha. Undoubtedly, na samshayaha. No, there is no doubt at all. What is there is no doubt? Where there is no doubt? Aham sarvada nityaha. I am always there. I am eternal. Nityaha. Chinmatroham. I am merely of the nature of jnana. Chit is what? Jnana swarupaha. Chinmatroham, merely of the nature of jnana. Aham. Okay. Na samshayaha. There is no doubt in this. Apranaha. I do not have prana. Aprano hyamana shubhraha. Neither do I have the mind. Aprano hyamana shubhraha. This prana and mind, they are born out of what? They are the products of Maya, is it not? And you, when you have graduated to the level of a jnani, you are supposed to have beaten the Maya. You have become the Maya atitaha, not Maya adhinaha. When you are no longer Maya adhinaha, you do not have prana, which is a product of Maya. Neither do you have mind, which is again a product of Maya. Aprano shyamana shubhraha buddhyadina he sarvada sakshyaham. And I am the eternal witness. Sarvada sakshyaham, eternal witness of buddhi, etc. Buddhi, etc. Buddhi, hunger, anger, okay, desire, sankalpa, vikalpa, raga, dvesha. For all these, I am sarvada sakshyaham, sarvada nitya chinmatroham, na samshayaha. There is no doubt in this. This is what is the proclamation to himself of the jnani. He does not make this announcement publicly. There is, in the Keno Upanishad, there is a beautiful mantra. The meaning of the mantra is comparing the jnani and the ajnani. Jnani is equated to he who knows. Suppose it. Jnani is equated to he who knows. He who knows does not say the Keno Upanishad mantra. The English translation of that is like this. He who knows does not say, and he who says does not know. That is, a jnani who has known himself does not say in public forums that he is liberated, that he is a jnani, and he is wonderful. Please follow me. I will liberate you. This is the only way for you. Otherwise, you will get destroyed. This kind of a pronouncement the jnani does not make. He who knows does not say. And he who says, the person who says, like what I said earlier, who says that he is this, he is Indra, Chandra, etc., is liberated. And what time were you liberated? Yeah, I was liberated last Sunday, early hours, Brahma Muhurte, I was liberated. All these kind of nonsense he talks. He who says, he talks, he says, does not know, he does not know. Don't you fall for such people. These are the Upanishad Vakyas. This is the gist of the English translation of the mantra in the Keno Upanishad, which we have covered. Some mantras we have covered. Okay. Sthanurnityat sadanandaha shuddho jnanamayo amalaha atmaham sarvabhutanam vibhusakshi na samshayaha. I am Nischala. Sthanu means Nischala. I do not move. Like Akasha. Where does it have to move when it is everywhere? Adi Madhyantara Hitaha Akasham. When it is like that, where is a space for it to move when it has occupied all quarters? Where is a space for it to move? Like that, Sthanuhu Nityaha. I'm always there. Sadanandaha. I'm always happy. I'm always happy. Sadanandaha Shuddha Jnanamayo Amalaha. I am pure. Shuddha Jnanamayo. I am of the nature of Jnana, of the Jnanamayaha. Like Samudram is Jalamayaha. That Maya has that connotation. Jnanamayaha. Like even the Samudram, which is Jalamayaha. The Jnani is Jnanamayaha. Amalaha. No dirt at all in my mind. Shubhraha, Shuddhaha, Amalaha, Atmaham, I am Atma. Sarvabhutanam, and what kind of Atma am I? Sarvabhutanam, Aham Atma. I am Atma in everybody. Like Pitaya said, what did he say in the 7th chapter? In the 7th chapter, Pitaya said, I'm forgetting now. Matta parataram nanyata kichidasti dhananjaya. Previously, I used to get the mantras to mind. These days, maybe because of age, I have been forgetting the mantras. I'm referring to the test. Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. Mai sarvamidam protam sutre maniganaha iva. There is nothing other than me, Arjuna. Like that, this jnani proclaims. Atmaham sarvabhutanam. This sarvabhutanam is not limited to beings which have prana, like you and me, like the trees, like the animals, like the birds. No. Sarvabhutanam, what is manifest. Whatever is manifest in the Jagat, I am the Atma. Atmaham sarvabhutanam vibhuhu. I'm all pervading. Vibhuhu sakshi na samshayah. I'm the witness for everything that is happening. Sakshi na samshayah. What is happening is a is a is a portrait of Maya, and for that portrait of Maya, I am the Sakshi. Okay. Brahmaiva, another mantra. Brahmaivaham sarva vedanta vedyam naham vedyam vyomavakadi rupam rupam naham namam naham na karma Brahmaivaham sachidananda rupam. The jnani, when he has realized himself at all traces of jnana, this is how he will know himself, I believe, and he will say to himself, it is not to the multitude of people to listen to what he is saying. He is saying to himself, aha, I did not know this small thing, this simple thing I did not know till now. And what is that? What is that? Brahmaivaham. I am indeed Brahmayeva. I am Brahma alone. Sarva Vedanta Vedyam. I am required to be known through all the Upanishads. Aham Vedyam. And Aham Vedyam. I can't be known. I can't be known. I am required to be known through the Vedanta Vakyas. Otherwise, I can't be known. Vyomavata Rupam Naham. I am not what is manifest. Vyoma. Vyoma is the space, Akasha. Vata is the Vayu. Vatadi Rupam. All these things I am not. Naham Vyoma Vatadi Rupam. Rupam Naham. What is form? I am not. Namam Naham. And what has a name? I am not. That means what? I am beyond Rupam and beyond Namam. Na karma. Neither am I the activity. Brahmaivaham. I am Brahmayeva. Sachitananda Rupam. And what is that Brahma? Sachit Ananda Rupam. In the Tattvabodha we have picked up. What is Brahma in that case? What is Atma? Sachitananda Swarupam. Satkim Jnana Swarupaha. Sorry. Satkim Kalatrayepi Tishtati iti Sat. Chitkim Jnana Swarupaha. Anandakaha Sukha Swarupaha. Like this, if somebody can proclaim to himself, he is a Sukha Swarupi. Naham, another mantra. Naham deho janma mrutyo kuto me. Naham prana kshutti pase kuto me. Naham cheta shoka moho kuto me. Naham katta bandha moksho kuto me. And what all these mantras I forgot to mention are from the Sarvasaro Upanishad. Okay? Naham deho, I am not the body. Janma mrutyo kuto me, when I am not the body, where is Janma for me and where is death for me? Janma mrutyo kuto me, when I am not the body. Okay? Aham deho janma mrutyo kuto me, naham pranaha, I am not the prana. Naham pranaha kshutpipase kuto me, where is hunger and where is the thirst for me? And when I am not the prana, I am beyond this hunger and thirst. Naham chetaha. I am not the mind. Naham chetaha. Chokamoho kuto me. Where is sorrow and where is delusion to me when I am not the mind? Naham katta. I am not the katta. I am not the one who is the katta. Okay? I am not the actor. I am not the one who indulges in activity. Naham katta. Bandha moksho kuto me. This bandham happens to whom? People who are swimming in the midst of activity, and every activity has its own phala, the punyam cha papam phala, and because of that, that punyam cha papam will attach to you, to the karta, and because of that, he is bound to take another janma, to exhaust that punyam cha papam. When I am not the karta, naham karta, bandha moksho kuto me, that is what. Another. I am flipping the pages of a book from where I have picked up these mantras. There is one Upanishad, Niralambano Upanishad. Alamba is what? Support. Niralambano, no support. You are the support of everything. And where is this need for support for you? Niralamba Upanishad. That Upanishad says, it gives definitions of who is a sannyasi, who is a brahmana, and who is noble, and who is to be venerated, who is to be prostrated to, and who is a yogi, who is a paramahamsa, who is a parivrajaka. That those definitions are given in this mantra. What does it say? Sarvadharman parityajya. This mantra beautifully is a kind of a garland of flowers. Each flower is a mantra from different Upanishads. And all these things are as though arranged. Sutre maniganaha iva, like Kitaya said. This maniganaha are the mantras. Sutre means this Upanishad, this sutra. They have all been arranged very nicely. And what does Upanishad say? Sarvadharman parityajya nirmamo nirahankaro bhutva brahmeshtam sharanamupagambya tatvamasi aham brahmasmi sarvam kalvidam brahma na neha nanasti kinchana ityadi mahavakyardhanubhavajnanat brahmaivahamasmiti nishchitya nirvikalpa samadhina swatantro yatischarati sa sannyasi sa muktaha sa pudyaha sa yogi sa paramahamsaha sa avadhutaha sa brahmanaha iti. People who pride themselves that they have been born into the Brahmana Kula, please note this. If you are born into a Brahmana Kula, you are required to be all these things. Okay? Otherwise, you are just about born. Like anything in the Jagat is born, you are also born. It is incidental. You are born to a set of parents who have themselves, who were born. They were born in a Brahmana Kula, so-called Brahmana Kula. The Brahmana Kula is supposed to conform to all these things. Are those Sarvadharman Parityajya. Kitaya said in the 18th chapter. In the 65th verse, what did he say? Manmana bhavamadbhaktaha madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Following mantra. That is the culminating mantra of the Gita Upanishad. What does it say? Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Don't you grieve. Don't you be sorrowful. Ma shuchaha. In earlier in the second chapter, he began saying, Ashotyanan mashochastvam. Hey, you are grieving for that which does not deserve any grief. Now he says, Ma shuchaha. So, 18th chapter, with this mantra, Gita is considered to be the end, the Gita Shastram. Ma shuchaha, ashotyan, ma shuchaha, like that. Sarvadharman parityajya, giving up all dharmas. Nirmamo, giving up the mindness. Nirahankaraha, giving up the egotism. Nirmamo nirahankaraha, bhutva nirahankaraha bhutva brahmeshtam sharanamupagamiya, because you have a keenness and liking for being Brahma. Brahmeshtam sharanamupagamiya, you have taken refuge in that Brahma. Brahmeshtam sharanamupagamiya tatvamasi. These are the Mahavakyas. That from you, asi, are what you are seeking. You are indeed what you are seeking. That you are seeking from you, asi. You are that tatvamasi. Aham brahmasmi. I am indeed Brahma. Natu anyaha. Sarvam kalvidam Brahma. This entire thing, manifested Jagat. And the Karana for the Jagat also is pervaded by Brahma. Ishavashyamidagum sarvam. Yatkinchit jagatyam jagat. In the Ishavasya Upanishad we have picked up. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagatapyaktamurtina. Same thing Ketaya said. That is why Gita is considered Sarva Upanishadaha Gavaha Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Padho Vatsaha Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamritam. This is the Gita is the essence of all the Upanishads. When you take to the study of the Gita and try to understand the essence of the Gita and make a sincere effort to be the Gita mantras, then nothing else is required. Nothing else is required. No other text is required. Okay? No other text is required. No other Purana, no other epic, neither Ramayana nor Mahabharatam, nor even the Upanishads. None of these things are required. No Purana is required. No other Mahavakya is required. Just listen to Kitaya. Just listen to what Kitaya has said. Understand. Understand not only what he has said, understand Kitaya and be Kitaya. सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य निर्ममो निरहङ्कारो भूत्वा ब्रह्मेष्टं शरणमुपगम्य तत्त्वमसि अहं ब्रह्मास्मि सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्म नेह नास्ति किञ्चन न इह नेह न इह na means no. Iha, in this case, in this jagat, in the context of what we have been discussing, iha nanaha, there is no nanaha. No nanaha means there is no difference at all. Everything is Atma, everything is Brahma, everything is Kataya. There is no other difference. Everything that you see is Kataya. Everything that you do not know also is Kataya. Everything you are capable of thinking is Kataya. Neha nana kinchana. When everything is Kataya, where is the need for nanaha? Where is the case for discussion of the differences? Neha nana kinchana itya. The ityadi means these kind of iti adi, beginning with all these sarvatarman parityajya, ityadi mahavakyadhanubhava jnanat, ityadi these kind of mahavakya adha anubhava jnanat, these mahavakyas, the bhava that the mahavakyas convey, that Anubhava Jnanat. You have made that your own. Anubhava Jnanat. Then what happens when you have got that Anubhava of the Mahavakya's essence? Aham Asmiti, Aham Brahmasmiti. Nishchitya. You have determined that you are indeed Brahma. Nirvikalpa Samadhina. Nirvikalpa. Vikalpa means what? That which is changing. That which is non-constant. Vikalpa is that. Okay, Nirvikalpa is constant, no Vikalpa at all. Vikalpa is the ever-changing. Nirvikalpa is the non-changing. Nirvikalpa sama, like even the Akasha. In the Akasha, so many things happen. Okay, in the Akasha, the sun rises, the moon rises. The sun sets, the moon sets. The meteorites fall onto the earth and damage parts of the earth. And the meteors burn away in the earth's atmosphere. And so many planets keep on moving in the Akasha, and such a lot of farm products, okay, farm waste products are burnt away, creating a lot of smoke. Places like Delhi, the air quality index is absolutely poor. People are catching a lot of lung infections, and that is allowed to happen. The waste products of the post harvest farmlands, they are being burnt, and this is what is happening. Okay, The governments of those 4 or 5 states around Delhi, they are continuing doing what they are doing in spite of injunctions from none other than the Supreme Court. This is what is happening. Where is the anubhava for you? Last year this happened to you, and previous year it happened to you. You wanted to make amends this year. This year again you started burning the waste and creating a lot of problem to a lot of people, animals, children, okay, the birds and everything. You are not capable of producing anything. Is it not? You can't even produce an ant. Can you? When you can't produce an ant, how can you create the mala in the atmosphere which can even kill human beings? What right do you have? These are the questions people will have to put to themselves to answer this. Okay, that's how it is. Okay, nischitya, nirvikalpa samadhina vikalpa. There is no vikalpa, no change. Nirvikalpa samadhina. Why there is no change? Because he is rooted in his tattva. And what is his tattva? Aham brahmasmi. That tattva. Swatantro, he is independent now. Till now he has been Maya Adhinaha. So he is Aswatantraha. Now he is Maya Adhitaha. So he has become Swatantraha. Yatihi the jnani. Yatihi charati. He conducts himself. He moves about. The sannyasi, that fellow is a sannyasi. Samuktaha, he is the one who is liberated. Sapujyaha, he is the one to be venerated. Sapujyaha, Sayogi, he is the yogi. Paramahamsaha, sa avadhutaha, sa brahmana iti. What a beautiful mantra is this. Now, any of us, can we claim to conform to any one single facet of this big mantra? We will have to check ourselves, make an effort to be that. Sarvadharman parityajya nirmamo nirahankaro bhutva brahmeshtam sharanam tattvamasi aham brahmasmi sarvam khalvidam brahma neha nasti kinchana ityadi mahavakyadhanubhava jnanat brahmaivahamasmiti nishchitya nirvikalpa samadhina swatantro yatischarati sa sannyasi sa muktaha sa pujyaha sa yogi sa paramahamsaha sa avadhutaha sa brahmana iti. One minute. Another mantra from another Upanishad. Tejo Bindu Upanishad. This is a lot of mantras. Very interesting mantras. Tejo Bindu Upanishad. Teja means what? Teja is effulgence, born out of jnana. Sarvadharman parityajya, etc. We have seen in the earlier mantra. Niralambo Upanishad. After that, Teja, the effulgence of jnana. Teja Bindu Upanishad. The origin of the jnana is you. Tejo Bindu Upanishad. This has got a lot of mantras. Sarvam Brahmeti Vajnanat Indriyagrama Samyamaha Yamo Yamiti Samprapto Abhyasaniyo Muhurmuhu. These are kind of definitions. Patanjali Yoga Sutras are there, no? Okay? And the parts of the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Jhana, Samadhi, all these things, those are kind of defined in the Upanishad way. See the beauty. Like in the Upanishad way. What is that? What is Yama is defined here. Sarvam Brahmeti Vajnanat. Entire thing is Brahma iti Jnanat. Indriyagrama Samyamaha. Mastery of the group of sense organs. Yamo Yamiti Samprapto is said to be Yama. Okay? And Yama is what? Indriyagrama Samyamaha. Okay? You have to master the conglomeration of the Indriyas. Indriyagrama samyamaha is said to be yama. This has to be achieved with what? Sarvam brahmeti vajnanat. Sarvam brahma iti jnanat. With that jnana. Okay? With that foundation, that yama. And this is abhyasaniyo muhurmuhu. Muhurmuhu means punah punaha. Again and again. Abhyasaniyo. This is to be practiced. And सजातीय प्रवाहश्च विजातीय तिरस्कृतिः नियमो हि परानन्दो नियमातीयते बुधैः. Yama is over. And what is niyama? Sajatiya pravahasya means having the same kind of thought of Kitaya, thought of where he was born, to whom he was born, what are the travails he had gone through. He was born in a jail. And what time was that? It was at 12 o'clock. And what was the tithi? Ashtami, Krishna Ashtami. And he was born at 12 o'clock in the night. And he was taken away at that time to some other place, slightly far away, and deposited in yet another mother's place. And that mother's child was brought back to the jail where he was born. These kind of thoughts. And he is the one who is Jnanamaya. That Kitaya is Jnanamaya. From the beginning, he is Jnanamaya. Okay? Why he is from the beginning Jnanamaya? Because he is a great avatara Purusha. And what is avatara? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam dharmasya tadatmanam shrujamyaham. Whenever, yada, whenever. Dharmasya glanihi bhavati. When there is a dent on dharma. Okay? Dharma is getting eroded. Abhyuthanam adharmasya. Adharma is on the tremendous ascendancy. Yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrujamyaham. Then I will create myself. Atmanam shrujamyaham. Why do you create yourself, Kitaya? What is the purpose? What purpose? What is your errand by creating yourself? What do you want to do? Paritranaya sadhunam, to take proper care of the saintly people. Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya dushkrutam, to reform the dushkrutam. Dushkrutam, people who are indulging in very, very sad, nefarious activities. Okay? Vinashaya dushkrutam, dharma samsthapanarthaya. Earlier Arjuna have said, yada hi dharmasya glanihi bhavati. At the dharmasya glani, I want to get it off. The glani, I want to get it off. I want to re-establish dharma. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. That's what he has said. Okay? This is what niyama, sajatiya pravahasya, sajatiya. This kind of a vritti pravaha, thought process regarding one single object. Sajatiya pravahasya vijatiya tiraskritihi. The ever differing thoughts that the mind is capable of entertaining, all these things to be thrown away. Niyamaha hi paranando niyamati yate budhaihi. This is said to be niyama. Now we have come to 8:15. We will halt a day today and we will take it on next Sunday. And next Sunday we will see how we can organize ourselves into running through the entire set of Upanishad mantras. It's not a big thing. Today, of course, we could not cover many mantras, but generally we've been covering about 20 mantras every Sunday. We'll see how it goes. I've happened to note down about nearly 160 plus mantras. As I was reviewing the mantras, for say, yesterday I reviewed for talking to you today, I happened to note down some other mantra. That kind of a thing. It's about 170 mantras now. It might go to 180. We're on to 60 mantras now. So that means we've got another 120, which might take 6 to 8 days. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om, everybody. Happy Deepavali once again to all of you.
Happy Diwali, Nanaji.
Happy Diwali.
We'll close for now. We'll meet up in 15 minutes.